What's up, yo? What's up, pro? Nice to see you back. Thank you for telling me I was muted. Let me turn down this music a little bit so we can chat. Skira says, I'm good, man. I'm going to be giving away the painting I do to support their channel. Very cool. Very cool. If you hear that, you might want to give Obscura a follow and a sub. Give me a sub. Hey, y'all, be sure and like the stream and sub to the page. I would appreciate it. Alright. So let's take this hand, put it here. Let's do it again. You know, the idea is to be able to draw a hand super fast and like with signature lines. You know, when I mean signature lines, I mean lines that like, you know how when you're writing your signature, you don't really think about it. You just kind of, your hand just kind of can go in that direction naturally over time. So the idea is to find those kind of signature lines that your hands naturally do and kind of identify them over time and take advantage of it. You know? What's up, Stephanie? What's up, Emily? Hey, y'all be sure and like the stream if you don't mind. You have notifications turned on your channel. Oh, let me see. I'm on two chats here, y'all. No problem. I have notifications on for each. Great. So YouTube tells you when I'm on. We're also streaming on Twitch, and we're also streaming on YouTube vertically and horizontally. Okay. All right. There's another one. There's another one. Let's do it again. Where's my illustration glove? Stephanie, Emily, how are you today? What kind of art have you been making lately? What about you, pro? What kind of stuff have you been working on? If we take this seams here out, can I get rid of that? You know, OBS sometimes can be very annoying. Any of you are use streaming software. Sorry, I'm fighting the streaming software right now. Why you do this to me, OBS? Oh well, we'll just have to pop back and forth. Okay, let's do another one. Like that. Oh, that last one was a little wonky. And I'm kind of simplifying the image right now, but just kind of working on speed. You know? There's always a funky thing going on here, I think. I think this pad here. Maybe like. No, it didn't quite do that, does it? It has like. The heck? Oh, you've been playing FNAF? Security breach. I'm guessing security breach is the name of it. Bye, heart to heart. Thanks for stopping in and saying hello. What is my doesn't make any sense. This is a brand new document. Why does it always fill up on me? Okay, so let's start a new one. I don't know why. It might get like that sometimes. All right, let's do a different hand. Okay, so this hand is this away. think maybe my computer's just angry today. Okay, something like that, and then something like that, and then problem is like there's an extra piece here that maybe I'm missing. Don't think too hard, just move through it. That made it look like a paw. Alright. Something like that. That finger's not long enough. Okay, that looks like it could be a finger. What about a second one? Oh, there's a second finger. I don't think that finger looks long enough. Let's make it bigger. Okay, alright. And then I see these fingers overlap. So what if I maybe start with this one? And then this one, he's kind of tucked behind here. You know? And something like that. Alright, and then we can just start using our brain now. These guys, what the heck are they doing? Bring them in, something like that. It's a little closer. Okay, this thumb is crazy. This thumb is crazy. Let's give it another shot. And I want this pad here too. Like, let's bring this whole gig up. Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, it's Five Nights at Freddy's. I just mean Security Breach is the name of the new version. The new game. I was making a joke. Like, hopefully you weren't dealing with a security breach. No. Alright, come on back. Give me some requests. Today I'm drawing hands. But, where are we at? Okay, here we go. I'm trying this thumb again. See, that's a little truer to the way the thumb should look. Whoop, that knuckle was a little long. This thing, it almost just be another one of those guys. And then this pad here. That's not too bad, but it feels like this whole guy is just too low, huh? That's not a bad looking contour, but let's move. Oh, come on. Oh, what did I do? Like, here we go. Looks a little too far now. Something like that, maybe. It's a little better. It's a little better. What's up, Janice? Yeah, I think I remember that. But you're not anymore because you're here hanging out with us. So maybe the bottom, like this guy's, it's kind of got like a, no, I'm trying to like learn these lines, like I said, like a signature where I could just draw them 100 times. So I'm not just trying to draw a hand. I'm trying to teach myself like the fundamentals of a human hand, you know? That way, I'm not just drawing this hand. I'm just trying to learn how to draw a hand so I could draw every hand, you know? That makes sense. So it's not about just like getting the hand, it's about learning, why the hand is shaped like this and then doing it a couple times. That makes sense. So I'm not just like drawing a hand. We're like we're exercising by doing the shape of a hand over and over. We'll do maybe 30, maybe 45 minutes today. Try to get through this. You know what I was doing? I had fun earlier. I did like I pushed it a little further where we did like let's do it again. Where we can find some shadows kind of deal. kind of see what that does for us. For example, like, what if we leave it black and we just bring the opacity way down? So it's like, okay, there's a little bit of a shadow there. Maybe a little bit of a shadow here. Maybe let's bring up the opacity just a little bit. Yeah. And then maybe there's more of a little shadow here. And now we get a little bit of form to the contour sketches, so it doesn't look like a bunch of random lines. We start to see like the object have some weight. Oh, what is this? How are you, Janice? What you been up to? Have you been making any art? All right, so let's put a little bit more of a shadow right here, something like that, I think, to describe that form. All right, and then maybe we've got a bit of shadow rolling down this thumb here. That kind of gets bigger here, something like that. Okay, and then let's start implying that form like that. Okay, okay, okay. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling like it's feeling like it's taking up too much of my page. Okay, what's up, Amelia? How are you? Nice to see you. All right, so let's keep going. Find some shadow here, maybe here. It's kind of like something going here, up through here. I don't know if this is going to be it, but let's try that. Yeah, see, now we're starting to describe the hand a little bit. And I feel like I kind of missed some of those shadows over here again. Did I do it again? I missed it on this pencil. Sometimes your brain misses parts for some reason. Boom. All right, so that's starting to look like a hand. Starting to look like a hand. Why is this kind of losing this finger here? Let's try to describe some more of the lines, maybe in this way. So if we go through and just make some real definitive decisions. Uh-oh, my hand changed. Can you try drawing Gojo later? Heck yeah, we can. Can totally do that. Maybe we'll do it next. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'll look it up. Okay, so I'm just trying to describe the form a little more clearly after those initial like contour lines. So now that I've kind of found a rhythm. Rhythm is a dancer. I'm going to describe it a little more. And then let's go ahead and try. Now that we've got contour, now we've got a little form. What about some color? Just for fun? I know it's not going to look great. And every time you do a new part, like first we do contour lines, and then we try to find some highlights and shadows to put some weight in it. And every part of the process, you get like another chance to refine uh the image, you know. So now we can kind of have another chance to kind of add some more weight and shape to it. You know, all that kind of looks orange. Trying to find a nice peach color. Something like that. You know, and see now maybe we can find some extra like highlights or something like that. So if I take my eraser and I go back to that form that we've just started describing, and we just pulled a couple like highlights out of it, maybe see what we can find. Not a whole lot of them, like maybe up here, one across here, something like that. There's definitely one here. Yeah, one here. Okay, so maybe something like here and here. Yeah, grabbing some of these highlights and pulling them through. There's a nice little highlight happening there. Maybe something there. Something like that. Highlight through here. You know, there's one back here. What about the thumb again? Like this. Something right there. There we go. That's not too bad. It's not the best hand I've ever seen, but I felt like we're learning the construction though, you know. Like maybe it needs to, yeah. I feel like I might have like a mild like misunderstanding of how this thumb is built. Let's uh let's try something clever here and huh. No, I feel like it looks better this direction. Still something going on with the thumb and the pinky, but we'll figure it out. All right, y'all. So let's see what's our next victim here. The answer is, ooh, that's gonna be a tough hand. Let's do it. It's very cool, but it may be hard to do. And like, what we got to find the trick here is like, how do we draw this in a signature fashion where it feels like we're not taking our time, but we're like just drawing it really fast, like if we were writing our signature, you know? Because I don't want to just draw, I want to draw fast. I want to draw expressively. I don't want to get frustrated with the process, trying to draw things realistically. I want to be able to think of something and then just draw it. So I don't want to have to like worry about how perfect I'm drawing it or how wonderful the drawing is. I want to impress myself if I'm trying to do something that I want to do. I'm trying to do it fast. How fast can I possibly do this? But and I also don't want to just draw the image here. I'm trying to get an understanding of the forms in a way that helps me draw them fast. Like if I understand that a knuckle kind of does like this, I can get a finger done in almost like a, you know, and that almost feels like, you know, someone writing their name and but those lines can help me describe a form uh, in a way that feels almost like you know, like a signature. You know, so there's certain shapes that kind of help kind of get that point across. You know, and like, see, did that get there? That's pretty close, you know. Not quite there. We got some foreshortening that we're dealing with when these fingers kind of cross over to that finger. Same here. Okay, all right. Like my biggest issue currently is that maybe it's just so weird looking at it dealing with foreshortening because as a finger curves away from you, you know, it starts to get smaller. Like explaining that to the audience, it takes some tricks sometimes. So like you can't actually draw what's there sometimes. Sometimes you have to imply it in a way that kind of helps lead the viewer in that direction. All right, so maybe here. It's always that spot there. All right, so let's start to find some shadows. Okay, so this one does like this. Maybe like that. What time is it? I'm gonna do about 5 more minutes of hand studies and then I gotta get out of here. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's start with that. Kind of goes down the arm here too, I guess. What did I do? Okay, some of the shadows are gonna overlap. Something like that. Okay, so like the way this meat of your hand here gets a little confusing to me still. This little web area here is still kind of new. Like as far as like me memorizing how light might hit that part of somebody's hand at every angle. I'm still kind of learning some of these forms from memory. And generally, like sometimes if you don't have a form memorized, you're gonna draw it wrong the first time. Then just delete it and draw it again, and then just delete it and draw it again. And even if you don't have the form memorized, you're a human and you've been seeing that form your whole life. So eventually, um, you'll see it. You know, just by luck of the gamble of just drawing it over and over and over, and then you're like, oh, there it is. And then when you see it, make a note, and then just keep cooking. And then just keep cooking. How come I can't color in that spot? There we go. Okay, still finding shadows. Where are we seeing shadows at? Where are we seeing shadows at? Okay, on top of this finger here. All right. Grab that shadow there. All right, there's another one here. You know, every time I start streaming, I get so hungry. Now I'm starving. Marvin. Okay, so that's getting a little bit closer there. Tell you what, we got some more details than I like to hit at this point. Hand is one of the most intricate parts of your body. Only thing that's kind of more intricate than that is probably your foot. So some of these shadows are like a bit more like line weight size, you know. So I guess like my biggest problem currently could be that finger here. You know, so what if we go back and that feels a little better there. And then if we're in this mode here, like let's pull some of this off there. Pull some of this off here. Something like that, maybe, you know. Starting to feel like a little bit like our hand, I think. What's up, Wolfman? It's been going pretty well. How have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. We're working on some basic hand stuff, but we're about in. We're about at the end of the stream. We're just going to do a little bit of a half-hour thing, and then we might pop back in later. But tell me, what have you been up to? Nice to see you back in the chat. Nice to see you. Oh, you still doing animations? Tell me a little bit about the new project for school. You been doing anything unbelievably hard? I know you got to do 24 of those drawings a second. Course load is weighing a ton. I bet so. You got this. You've done it every semester so far. Keep going, dude. Thanks for coming hang out, though. How's the weather? How have things been? What else has been up on the other side of the planet? All right, now we gotta figure out this peach again. It's always too warm. Saturation. No. Okay, still too pink. There we go. How's that look? All right, let's find a couple more highlights before we just give up on this guy or gal. Non-binary pal. I don't know who's it is. Humid, huh? You're doing a new rendering scene for your 3D animated short film, and it's taking ages. Tell me about your short film. Tell me a little bit about how many drawings you owe. Do you have it all storyboarded? I'll tell you what, Wolfman, when you're doing your first animation and you got like a full budget to do your first animated film, you got to put me on. I wanna come make that. I wanna come make that movie with you. We're just finding some highlights here while talking to Wolfman in our Twitch chat. I think that's gonna be about it. I think that's about as described as we might like it. I don't want to get into too much more details. I just kind of want to. There's the first one, there's a second one. Something like that. We were filming in June in San Antonio. If you can make it, we are looking for more cultists. If you're looking for a film director, let me know. But I do support it. In that, if that's what you mean by cultist, I'm assuming you mean like background extras. I hope you mean background extras. I didn't have a storyboard. Well, right now, I'm just trying to get a conversation started. Well, man, let me know. While I'm drawing, you can make some requests. Kind of where we're at now. Is I'm just drawing requests. Actually, we're probably gonna end the stream vertically. Hey, if you're here on the vertical stream, do me a favor, like the stream here. And give subscribe to the page, please. Also, just to let y'all know, we also stream horizontally. This is me. If you want to join us, you can go to a horizontal stream. We'll still be streaming over there. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, y'all. I'll see you soon. All right, so now we're just horizontal now. And I think I'm going to take a break from drawing for a moment. Okay, so what's been up, Wolfman? How are you? How have things been? If you want to post some new stuff in the Discord, feel free. Well, maybe in a bit, but I have to take a break. I am starving. Yeah, I feel you. Well, at least that's a sign that you're doing lots of work. Work is good. Four hours of sleep ain't much? No, that sucks. Let me grab a little snack real quick. It ain't much, but it's honest work. What do you think about my hand, Wolfman? They can be tough. But I think they're like portraits. You just got to draw a bunch of them. What about this one? It's precious window. Like, I guess we could put them both on the same page. We can see them both. Shows you how bad my color picking skills are. Yeah, I got better. Yeah. I kind of was trying to work. That's kind of how I work, like in the real world. Like if I'm working on an actual sheet of paper. So I'm trying to work digitally in the same way that I work in the real world. IRL. I usually just grab a color that feels like close to skin color. And then I just use like the hue and saturation to move it around. Like shift it back and forth. But when I'm in real life, it's easy to just pick the color and just use the color instead of trying to mix something from the computer. But usually I draw a gray, scale something, and then put color over the top. I I don't love drawing in Photoshop, but it's not the worst. Sounds interesting. You got to hit me with the synopsis. What's the game plan of the scene so I can get dialed in? That's a hell of a fucking request. I see. Oh, that's cool. So, what angle are you seeing these fossils from? Are they just flat? Are you going down a cave so they're on the side of you? They need to be like perspective, you know? I love that idea. You always come up with really great ideas, dude. Yeah, post some stuff in the Discord. Like I said, I'm not gonna be up here too long right now. I'm just kind of at the end of the stream. But when I'm in drawing mode, like I have been every stream for the past couple months, I'll draw some things. Can you post it in the Discord? All right, cool, Wolfman. Thanks for coming hang out. I appreciate you being here, dude. Remember the mantra. You know the story. You know what we're dealing with here. Don't forget. Don't forget. You can always come hang out with us. All right, my dude. I'll talk to you soon. I talked to him last time. She comes sometimes to the stream, and him and Cybernetic Fox, they usually come together into the stream and argue the whole time. But they came and hung out. He was here, I don't know, it was a week ago, I guess. He said he was done with his first semester of school. He said he was thinking about getting an anime tattoo. Yeah, they're fun. All right, I'm really getting out of here this time. All right, Wolfman, I'll talk to you soon. Peace. Post some stuff in the Discord. Pew.